Checking in with Sal Capaccio, live from the NFL Owners Meetings, coverage of Owners Meetings, live from West Palm Beach, Florida, with Sal, brought to you by Window Nation, the perfect fit for your home and wallet. Visit windownation.com. Sal, up bright and early. Boy, you're on vacation. You're working. You're working, I know. But it feels like vacation to me, Sal, because it's nice where you are.
I know.
Any better results on the mini golf course? I saw you and Bove got taken.
Man.
I saw you got taken.
Yeah.
By the way, Sal, I was talking to Skursky yesterday. He said he made quick work of you guys.
Oh, boy.
They were up pretty quick on us. It was we had never been to a pop stroke. You ever heard of pop stroke?
I have heard of it. How does it work?
It's a lot like it's like Top Golf, but it's not actually driving the ball. It's a mini putt-putt course. They have two 18-hole courses, and they're all like a little more challenging than your normal putt-putt. But in the meantime, it's incredible. A bar and a restaurant right there, and it's really, and you could literally just. You can order a drink while you're on the course. They'll bring it to you. And then they have games for the kids, ping pong and cornhole and everything going on. TVs everywhere, watch games. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, Matt Bove and myself, it's always game day in Buffalo crew, took on Jay Skursky and Matt Perino. Yeah, they were up pretty good on us, and we couldn't come back. So they made sure to let the world know.
I want you to do us a favor. Tell your partner, Matt Bove, send Jeremy and I an email. We can get him better equipped and better swagged up on the golf course. Steven Skursky was giving shots. They lost when you guys walked up to the first green because, Bove,
style matters.
Style matters. You got to tell Bove style matters.
Yeah, I know. I think he came a little bit more from work, so it's okay. We'll give him a pass this time.
Also, in his defense, he's better than both of us. So,
yes, he is.
We got to take our shots where we can.
He's an actually good golfer, so you got to take your shots.
Yes,
Sal,
you're right.
The big, plenty going on at owners' meetings today. We'll catch up on this. I wonder your take on McDermott here, who has become the torchbearer, right, for banning the tush push. I'm seeing comments from Sean McVay. He's against it. I got Andy Reid suggesting it. The voting might come. But McDermott yesterday got himself into a big-time back and forth with reporters that came with pointed questions, fair questions. I wonder your thoughts on McDermott's role here as part of the competition committee and in this conversation as one of the main players.
Yeah, I was right next to Sean when that was going on, and I think a lot of it was in response to the article from the night before saying that he was in an animated conversation with a couple other coaches in a hallway. McVay was there. Howie Roseman of the Eagles was there. Sean kind of pushed back on that wording. I've since learned that it wasn't like anything contentious. It was definitely people being, giving their opinion, though, to one another, what they felt about it. In the meantime, you're right. This has kind of put Sean at the forefront of all these coaches of the coach who wants to ban this, although there are other coaches who believe this. Now, when we say owners are voting, the owners take their cues from what the GMs and the coaches want. They'll say, "What do you guys think about this?" and how you feel. But in the meantime, let's remember, Sean McDermott is on the competition committee. What I find fascinating is his team is really great at this, but yet he still wants it banned. And I asked him, how does he separate that? He said because his job on the competition committee is to do what's best for the league, not what's best for the Buffalo Bills. That's what he's trying to do here. So, yeah, I think that sorry, guys, there's a cart rolling by me, and they're on the sidewalk. I can hear it. So, anyway, that's why he believes that. Now, listen, I think that the main issue that people are taking with Sean is him saying about injuries. And there's no actual data to back up injuries. For Sean, to me, it's more anecdotal injuries. It's not just the quarterback. It's the offensive line. It's the defensive line. If you listen to him describe what's happening on that play, I think he believes it's taking too much of a toll on everyone the way the play is allowed to happen. I believe that is where he is coming from.
He also said a version of the play, Sal. Do you know anything? Yeah. Can you boil that down, how the Bills is a little bit maybe different? Because I thought a very fair question was, if you think it's so dangerous, why do you run it?
Well, he wouldn't get into specifics. The only thing I can think of is when the Bills run it, they kind of move left, and then Josh goes forward, right? You have to remember the wording is immediately after the snap, pushing someone. Is there something in there that's a little nuanced, right? So there's a lot of things and ways that you can kind of look at this and see how people are trying to interpret it, and he said that they've talked about it that way. Now, the other part of this is, and Jeremy, you brought this up yesterday, I think, which is a great point, and I agree. Like, you don't have to tush push to be great at a quarterback sneak. I think the Bills would be great at it anyway, and they always were with Josh Allen, even before they were pushing him from behind. And Jalen Hurts could be great at it. Heck, Tom Brady, as you brought up yesterday, he was great at the quarterback sneak for many years. No one's asking to ban the actual quarterback sneak, and I think Sean's position is, hey, you can still quarterback sneak, and if you're good enough, you'll get the yard. Why are we doing it like this when it's a little more dangerous? Now, for anybody, again, who says, well, where's the danger? Where's the injury data? I will tell you, the last week before I left to come down here, I heard Deion Dawkins on the radio with Colin Cowherd. And Colin Cowherd asked Deion Dawkins about the tush push. Deion Dawkins really spoke about how it took a toll on his body doing this. He said, you have defensive linemen diving at your legs and tangling you up, and you have offensive linemen getting really low and pushing and people piling on top. And then I thought about Sean's comments yesterday, and I don't think Sean's just talking about the quarterback. Yeah. I think he's talking about the offensive line and the defensive line guys and what they have to do and how this is stress on everybody. I think that's where he's coming from.
And the vote is, how does the procedural stuff on this work, Sal?
Well, they'll be in the room debating a little bit more today, and I think that they take a bit of a vote to see if there's a reason to actually vote, like that kind of thing. Like, hey, is there enough support to actually put this to a vote? And then they say yes, and then because sometimes it dies right there. Sometimes we hear about things that they never actually took it to an actual formal vote, right? If you do get it to a formal vote, it's 75% of the owners. That's 24 of 32 owners have to approve it.
Okay. Sal Capaccio, live from NFL owners meetings, as we dig into some of the big-time topics talked about here, the tush push, among other things. Sal, I went to the break teasing a thing that I texted you last night. Can you find out some info for me? The NFL has their international programs. This is more than just playing overseas, where teams can claim countries as areas to market. And this is all the way to, I mentioned the Chargers or the Rams. The Rams have South Korea. The Chargers have Greece. Teams can claim a market as something they want to try to get into to grow the game globally. And the Bills are not listed in any country. That includes Canada, something I found to be curious. Like, why wouldn't the Bills claim Canada? Of course. And you got the answer, and I found it to be interesting. So run through exactly what it is and how it lines up for the Bills from a business standpoint.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think a lot of people wondering. I've wondered over the years myself. So found out yesterday the answer to this question, which is really interesting and makes sense. Basically how it works is every team has what they call an HMA. That is a home market area of a 75-mile radius of where their home market is. Now, I'm not really specific on if it's Buffalo or Orchard Park for the Bills, right? But it's 75 miles. I would say Buffalo. Let's just say that. 75-mile radius. Everything within that 75-mile radius is considered the Bills' home market area. So any marketing they do within that 75-mile radius, they keep exclusive rights and all the revenue to all of the marketing that happens. Well, Toronto is actually in that 75-mile radius. So the Bills, first of all, have exclusive and first rights and exclusive rights, I guess. I don't know how you want to say it. Not that they don't sell other things in Toronto. But basically what happens is they get to keep all of their marketing revenue in Toronto and all the other 75-mile radius. Once you apply for a global program and to be a team in one of these international countries, yes, you would be the first team to kind of enter into that country and have priority marketing, but you now must split your revenue 32 ways because the NFL is all about sharing. So if you think about it, the Bills, if they were to do that, they would actually have to give up their marketing revenue in 32 ways, whereas opposed to right now, they're getting to keep all that marketing revenue from Toronto. However, I do think that down the road that will be examined because of where they are in proximity and what's happening with all this international stuff. But that's the basic gist of it. It's really just, to me, and I had a conversation with somebody last night and I explained it this way, and they said that's a great way to look at it. To me, it's like TV rights, guys, right? TV rights in baseball, you have your home market, you can sell what you want, you keep it. You can't do that in football. You have to split everything 32 ways regardless. Same thing here. 75-mile radius, you get to keep everything. That includes Toronto. If the Bills were to become the global team for Canada, they would then have to split all of their revenue even into Toronto 32 ways up in Canada.
Okay. Makes sense, right? Like the NFL wants to grow like this, of course, and for the Bills, Toronto is, a big part of what they do. It is curious that like the other teams with Canada, maybe they're not as deeply invested in Canada or feel that they don't have the same relationship that the Bills do. I would think that Detroit would think that, but Detroit and Seattle and Minnesota, those are the other three teams. Arizona also has Canada, by the way. So interesting, the Bills make that decision while the other teams make that one. Sal, on the docket for today, what's the schedule for today from owners' meetings?
Yeah, so today we have the NFC Coaches Breakfast. It's one of the reasons I'm here a little early again this morning, guys, because they'll get going in the 7 a.m. hour, 7:30 to 7:45. They'll start showing up, so I want to be there for that. And then after that, the competition committee will start to convene, and we'll get some votes, and then we expect to hear from Roger Goodell later today as well.
Okay, very good. Sal Capaccio live.
We also have the Bills will also we know that. I will tell you, speaking from Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane, they will not vote for, I don't believe, the proposals that would eliminate an automatic first down for defensive holding and illegal contact. Both of them kind of indicated that. And they won't vote for reseeding the playoffs based on record. McDermott said yesterday he believes that, winning your division, you should get a home game. So I don't believe they will vote for either of those proposals.
Okay. I wouldn't expect either of those to pass, especially the automatic first down one. Like, that's so fundamental to how the game actually works. Do you get the sense there's I don't know, Sal, the home team getting a playoff game lock-in for the divisions, that, again, is also like a major... It feels like a big change if they were to change it. I saw Tomlin's quotes on that. I'd be surprised if that got changed anytime soon. That might have to be a slow burn that kind of gets anybody there.
100%. Yeah, I think there's... Yes, it does happen. Almost every year it happens, I guess, in one capacity or another. But I think coaches feel like, hey, you play your division teams twice a year. You go through a gauntlet in your division. You win it, you should have a reward, and there's only 4 of those prized possessions winning the division, and that reward should be a home game. So I think that's where most of them are coming from, which is the division should be respected and honored that you win it, and that's what your reward is.
Yep. All right, Sal Capaccio live from West Palm Beach. Coverage to the NFL owners' meetings brought to you by Window Nation, the perfect fit for your home and wallet. Visit windownation.com. Sal, thank you very much.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
All right.